So Will and John are ready to start documenting their soil samples. To do this, you will need a tray of some description. White ones work really well because it allows you to see the soil more easily. You will need a magnifying glass if you have one. If you don't have one, that's fine. You will need your book or piece of paper that has the 3 tables drawn on them for each sample, and of course you will need your 3 soil samples that you collected last lesson. So we have put some of soil sample 1 on each of the boys' trays. Boys, where it says sample 1 at the top of your page, you need to write where you collected the sample from. This one was from the garden bed. So you write the garden bed up the top. Just try your best. Doesn't matter if you don't spell it right. Okay, now you need to spread out the soil on your tray. Just use your fingers, it won't hurt you. The boys have noticed that we have a lot of live baby worms in these samples, so we will be returning these to the garden bed when we finish.
And I have one big worm.
Ignoring the worms, what do you see in your soil sample? What colour is it? Are the grains big or are they small?
I see roots, and they are sort of brownish.
Can you write down roots? What colour is the soil? Is it
Black.
Black? You can write down black. Are the grains small pieces or are they large pieces?
Small.
Small pieces? We would call those small, fine
And particles.
grains. You could write particles if you want to, or you could write grains. Now I'd like you to rub some of the sample between your fingers. What does it feel like? Is it soft? Is it hard? Is it damp? Is it dry? What did you notice?
It was very soft and dry.
Soft and dry, you think, but you thought something different.
Yeah, I felt a bit damp.
You thought it was damp. That's fine, you don't have to agree. That's why we have more than one scientist looking at the same samples sometimes.
It's also a little bit squishy.
And a bit squishy. We'll write down squishy. Now, I want you to put your ear close to the soil and just rub a bit through your fingers and see what it sounds like when you rub it together. It might not sound like much, it might sound gritty. What do you think it sounds like?
Weird.
Well, weird isn't really a science describing word.
Kind of sounds like when sugar hits the ground.
So maybe when sugar hits the ground, well, you could write that if
Sugary,
you like.
sugary.
You could write sugary. What else does it sound like? Okay, I'm going to leave you here while we work on our other samples now. Now we're going to do the same again with this sample, recording what we see, what we feel and what we hear. We've already noticed that in this sample there are larger chunks but also very fine particles. We also notice that it's a different colour. So we're going to record those things about this sample. We're now ready to look at our third sample. The boys will record sample 2 that they found it on the dirt track on the nature strip. Will has already noticed in this sample that there are some small pieces of quartz which look like a crystal, as he described it. The colour is in between the garden bed and under the gum tree. It's a medium brown, and it's mostly fine particles. When you finish your 3 samples, it's a good idea to compare what you found. What did they all have that was the same? What did they have that was different? If you like, you could contact someone else who's done this experiment and you could compare your findings with them. Scientists always try and compare their research with others.